Good morning, everybody. It is day 35 of 84. It is Sunday morning. My weight is 224 even. So I lost 0.4 from last week to this week, from Sunday to Sunday. I don't know why Sundays just are not a big drop for me, but they're not. It is what it is. I'm going to go ahead and take my animal cuts. I'm going to start my noodles, high carb day today. I'm doing rice noodles. And then I'm going to cook my food for the day and make my coffee like I normally do every Sunday morning. Very routine, and I don't know why, but I just wake up so incredibly early on the weekends now. Like, even whenever I don't have to get up and be to work, I just wake up early. Now, I gotta tell you, it's nice though, having more time during the day, because I wake up earlier. It just makes it feel like the day's a lot longer. It doesn't feel like the day just flies by for me. So like waking up at 10:30, the next thing you know, it's already time to just get ready to relax and go to bed, because everything you had to do for the day has caught up to you, and you woke up so late, and it's just like, oh, cool, day's over. I wake up before everybody else, get all my stuff ready, and then I still have the whole day, but I got a lot to do today. I have to clean the yard up for my son's birthday party yesterday, and then I'm also probably gonna be working on the carport. Gotta go to the grocery store, gotta cook all my food, just a bunch of stuff. Okay, let me put this down so I can actually start doing what I need to do. Well, we had another drop in temperature. We had a cold front come through yesterday. It was 77, 78 degrees all day, high humidity, no wind, nice and warm, humid, muggy. Good coastal weather, I guess. But today, man, we had a cold front blow through last night. It's all wet, gloomy, and miserable. And worst of all, windy. It is windy and it is cold, and I hate wind. Like, I hate it when it's windy and it's cold out. It sucks so much whenever it's cold outside. And then when cold, just cold, I can deal with it. Cold and windy, sucks. All right, now that I got that little gripe out the way, so I was thinking, this is my second bout of 12. This is the end of week 5. Coming into week 6 tomorrow of week 12, but technically this is the second, 12-week cut. So really, instead of doing 12 weeks, this is actually 18 weeks next week. So I was thinking, like, what if instead of doing these 12-week cuts, and the reason why I do 12-week cuts is because mentally, it's like there's an end game, there's an end in sight. But then it's also like, well, you have a goal as well to get your straight up 4-pack and or 6-pack, whatever your abdominals are fully developed to, because some people have a full developed 6-pack, some people have like 5.5 or 4 fully developed. It just depends. I've been lean enough to see my abs before, but I've never been lean enough, so lean that I can legitimately see the aggressive cuts and hard separation of my abs. So I'm not really sure how my abdominal is honestly developed, if I'm being truthful. Like, I've had them, I've seen them, but not like bodybuilders, not like to that extent. So I'm thinking, instead of doing these 12-week cuts, because again, normally I do 12 weeks and I take 1 week off from the gym, have a break, let my body rest for a week, kind of give my body give myself a little bit of mental like leniency. But then I was like, why though? Why do 12 weeks? Why not just go straight through till I have abs? So I was thinking about changing it, instead of 12-week cut day, whatever, to just until I get abs, day, whatever, until I get abs, day, whatever, until I get, and then changing it to that, and then adding the first 84 days plus the following 35 days, all right, I think today, 35 days, and then adding that together, going back and changing all the video names to that, and then starting from there on out to kind of show like, hey, look, realistically, legitimately going from 252 being 6 foot as a washed up power lifter to a wannabe bodybuilder, being fat and gross. How long does it take to not be fat and gross no more? How long does it take to get abs to come through if You're going from somewhat of a muscular build of having a background of many years of lifting and powerlifting. Because when I was younger, I just worked out because I wanted to be big, and then I got into bodybuilding but never competed, and then I got into powerlifting and did that and got super fat and gross for many years, and then got hurt and stopped caring for about 2.5 years, and then got back into it aggressively. So I'm thinking about changing it up that way, and that way there is no end goal of a date or a time, because it's discouraging if you hit your end week, like, all right, 12 weeks, this is it, and you hit 12 weeks and it's just like, dang, I'm still not there. And because thinking about it like 9 months, or, three 12-week cycles of 9 months or a year, it could become diluting. But not knowing when the end game is supposed to be, like, here we go for another 12 weeks. Here we go. I got another 12 weeks in front of me. It's like, well, I'm already 102 days in. How much further do I have to go past 100 days to be able to get my abs? Or, all right, here we are, day 130. We're just continuously trucking along, seeing how far we get, or whatever it may be, And I wonder if that would be mentally easier to accept. And the stopping day is the day that I have my abs. Not stop, but the day that my abs are legitimately through aggressively, then I can stop the cut, go into bulk. But a lot of people also say like 16 to 20 weeks is the best length for a cut, and then go on a 16 to 20 week bulk, then a 16 to 20 week cut, because you can only do one so long before it starts having reversed effects of positive. Because it's like, well, if you cut too long, you're going to start losing muscle mass. If you bulk too long, you're going to start gaining body fat, and you don't want to do that. So it's just like you cut down to, let's say for me, let's just say I get down to 215, and then I go into bulk for 16 to 20 weeks, and I go from 215 back up to, let's say, 225, 230, maybe 10, 15 pounds, right? And then I go in another cut, but this time I try to get further down to like maybe 212, 210, something like that, but holding on to more muscle mass while having less body fat. And then that's the concept, right? Like, I'm going to get bigger with muscle but put on fat, and then I'm going to get leaner but look bigger at a lighter body weight with less fat. And you just cycle that back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But that is good if you already have abs and you're lean enough. But if you're not lean enough and you're still fat and gross like myself, it's just like, why come off of the cut if you're still regularly losing weight and you're still continuously having forward progress towards the goal of having abs? Because that ultimately is what the game plan is at this point in the stage, right? I have to get lean enough. I don't care how big I get if I'm still too fat, because ultimately being fat just is not, it's not it, right? That's not going to get me what I want out of bodybuilding. I'm never going to step on stage with a flat stomach that doesn't have abs showing, or a gut, and be like, yeah, I'm taking this show. Like, it's just never going to happen that way. It just will never happen. Like, I have to be able to see my abs to be lean enough to see my abs to even have a chance to compete legitimately in bodybuilding. And if I don't, then the rest of everything is kind of pointless. So it's like, phase 1, stop being such a fat tub of shit. Phase 2, put on body weight while not being a fat tub of shit. Phase 3, lean out and get as hard as you can for a show, and then compete. All right, that's the general census of the way to go about it. Not, all right, I'm still fat, I still got a lot of body fat to lose, so let me go ahead and stop cutting, and let me start going back to putting on fat and being fat and gross again. That just doesn't make any sense, doing that at all, to be completely frank. And I'm not going to do that. Every single time I turn it off and I try to get it going again, and I don't know why the burners just don't catch the second time around like they do the first. Stubborn little things. Okay, I'm gonna finish cooking. I'm gonna turn this off. I think that'd be interesting though, to change it up, and instead of doing these 12-week cuts for a mental break and a physical deload week, to just saying, hey, I'm gonna go 7 days a week and do 2 cardio sessions and a training session 7 days a week until I get abs. Like, it's not gonna be an end date, it's not gonna be a stopping point. There's not gonna be like, all right, 12 weeks, take a week break, get back at it. Because what if I start another 12 weeks and I hit it in 4 weeks, and it's just kind of like, oh, dang, I'm here. Now I have to continue for another, 6 weeks or whatever. And then be like, or 8 weeks, I'm sorry, another 8 weeks, and be like, oh, crap, man. Like, now I'm losing a bunch of muscle, but I committed to this or whatever, I'm not saying that's going to happen that way. Highly doubt it. But at the same time, I don't want to hit a 12-week cut and at the end feel like a failure. So I think the mindset, I'm just going to shift it. As long as I'm continuously losing 1/4 of a pound to 2 pounds a week, and it's perceived to be almost all fat, if not all fat, I think I'm just going to keep on going. So I think I'm going to change the series up from, instead of doing 12-week cut, to doing a straight up, like, until I'm no longer fat. And I think that'll be the better way to go about it, and just run it as long as it takes. I think that's what I'm going to do. So if y'all see the change in the titles and the videos, that's probably why, for all 8 people that watch this. All right, I'm going to finish my walk. It's breezy, it's chilly, it's cold, but it's not belligerently cold, so I can deal with this. Also, it looks like it's getting to the point that I need to shave again. I'm going to try not to bush out like I was. I mean, it's so easy just to let it go and not have to worry about grooming yourself, but I need to shave my head, and then I need to trim up. Maybe I'll do that this evening. We'll see. Anyways, just want to share that. My wife got me this mug for Father's Day one year, and I love it. So I'm drinking my decaf coffee because I don't go above and beyond with caffeine, especially when I'm taking the animal cuts. But I just lost my train of thought. Okay, so I had 2 meals already. I had rice noodles. That put me at 315. And then for carbohydrates for the day. And then I decided I don't want to do rice noodles again. So I did ramen for my next meal, which put me at 110 additional. So that puts me from 315 up to 425. I'm going to drink this fake coffee, and then I'm going to start working on my carport because, well, I want to get the framing all the way done today, hopefully. I had to go to the store and buy some self-tapping screws and some bits and everything else that I needed that I did not have apparently for my impact driver, so it can make the job a little bit easier. And then when I get done tinkering with that, I'm going to eat probably 2 grilled cheese sandwiches. I use the Velveeta cheese, which has 3 grams of carbohydrates per slice, so I'll use 4 slices, so that's 12 grams. And then the bread, the 4 slices of sourdough bread that I use has 22 carbohydrates per slice, so that'll put me at pretty much exactly 100 carbohydrates for that meal, putting me at 525. And then I'm going to drink a Mountain Dew Baja Blast, which has, I think, 75. So that's what put me up to 600 for that meal. And then I will see what else I want to do today for carbohydrates, because the fun thing about a high carb day is I get to eat whatever I want for my carbohydrates. I know it's like some people are like, well, no, you still have to be on a very strict diet, blah, 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 blah. But to me, carbohydrates are carbohydrates on this day. And as long as I'm not getting any fats, or at least under 20 grams for the day, and I keep my protein low, it doesn't really matter to me where my carbohydrates come from. I can even just eat candy all day for all I care. It has no negative side effects. And just eating straight rice all day versus sweet potatoes versus fruit versus russet potatoes or pasta or candy or fruit juice or bread, I have seen 0 difference in the effects that it has on me week to week, depending on the carb source, to be completely honest. As long as I get between 800 to 1,000 with the minimal amount of fat and modest protein for the day, I'm good. So I don't stress it. The only downside is I can't do chips. I love chips. Corn chips are my favorite chips. And the plain salted corn chips are amazing. I love those. But they have too much fat. There's only 6 grams of fat for every 18, 19 carbohydrates, which is a serving. So that's just way too many. I'm not going to mess around with that and eat chips that have a lot of oil on them to increase my fat intake. It's just not what I'm wanting to do. Popcorn, I like plain salted popcorn because there's like no fat in there at all. And it's just pretty much a bag, a single serving bag for personal. I guess they don't really make the big bags anymore, but your typical size bag, I think it's like 50 carbohydrates total for the bag. So I might do 2 bags of popcorn, giving me another 100 carbohydrates. And I might go get me a cream soda because cream soda has 77 carbohydrates. So we'll just go ahead and count that as 75. So if I do 2 bags of popcorn with the cream soda, that will give me another 175 carbohydrates. And that's fun. I might do that. So I might do the grilled cheese sandwich with my Mountain Dew next. And then after that, I might do the popcorn with the cream soda. And that should put me up to 775, roughly. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. I'll see what I decide to do. And then I don't know what I'm going to do for my cheat meal because I've been doing grilled cheese sandwiches for my cheat meal. But since I found out there's almost no fat in them and no protein, low fat, all carbohydrates, it's like, instead of waiting to do them for a cheat meal, I'm just eating them to eat them now for my carb day. So now I have to figure out what I want to do for my cheat meal. I think I might do Chinese food or lasagna. I don't know because I'm not hungry because I get to eat a lot more food today. So I don't really know what I want to eat. But okay, I'm going to finish my phony coffee and then I'm going to go get started on my carport. And the wind gust is around 25 to 30 today. So that sucks. There is never enough time in the day to do what I need to do. And the problem is having projects that are not finished, like I said earlier. Man, it really makes me want to skip the gym and finish my project. But I know even if I skip the gym, I still won't be able to finish my project. So there's no reason to skip it. It'll still be there whenever I'm done with this. So I'm going to go ahead and get this in. And then, do my cardio, see how much time is left in the day, and then go from there. This is 295. Last week I did 275 on standing calf raises. I did rest pause followed by drop sets. I'll probably do the same thing this week, see how it goes. I'm starting with these now like I did last week instead of doing the seated calf raises. These just feel better to go heavier in the beginning, and then the calf raises seated, I'm just going to use those to pump out. It just feels tremendously better doing something like this, going heavy. We'll see what I can get because I have another project going on right now. I'm not going to lie. My motivation's pretty low to be in here, but still, I got to get it in. I can't make excuses. I'm at 600 carbohydrates for the day, by the way. I've hit 600 so far. Lost my balance. So our Smith machine will come in handy, right? Okay. Whew, lost my balance there for a second. I think I might have tweaked a little something, maybe right here. Probably not though. It feels okay. It just, when I lost my balance and I leaned forward, I felt like my muscle tightened up, but it released instantly. So I don't think I tweaked or pulled anything. It was just the imbalance for my hip. I don't know tonight or tomorrow if I did do anything. This is one of the reasons why I really want a Smith machine. But this will do for now. Whew. Hit our first drop on these. We'll drop by 20 and then hit it once. And I'll probably drop again. Yeah, 600 carbohydrates so far. I'm gonna get about 200 after my cardio. That put me at 8, and then I have my cheat meal. Probably put me up to around 1,000 for the day. Yeah, put me up to about, with my cheat meal, probably 1,000. I don't know what I'm gonna do for my next meal. I'm not quite sure yet. Haven't thought about it, but I got a couple options. I could do 4 packs of ramen. I could do 2 grilled cheese sandwiches. I could do grits and pretzels with some juice. I got a couple different options, so I'm not exactly sure what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna figure it out. And it's really funny because calves are not a complicated muscle to train or to really put some size on. It's quite actually simple. You just have to be able to lift up on the ball of your foot and back down in a controlled manner. You can do it with a barbell, dumbbells, one leg at a time. Smith machine, leg press, hack squat. All right. Okay. I'm gonna call it on these. I think that was pretty good. We'll move on to leg press hacks. Oh, leg press calf raises now. That's one of the reasons why I don't like having a lot of projects, because I get caught up on them and I want to get them done. And I hate messing around, leaving things unfinished, so it distracts me from the gym, but I just have to turn it off, which is very difficult to do. Because the mindset, it's like, oh, once it's done, just get it done, but it's not going nowhere. 4. I'm gonna do these for rest pause. 2, 3, 4. And then 1 hour cardio, there's no getting out of that. Like you're in it for an hour, right? There's no speeding it up or rushing it along. So it's like there's no point in speeding through this and trying to rush this. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Here we go. This is probably gonna be the last one, unless for some reason I get another 7 to 8. 3, 4, 5, 6. Whoo, man, there we go. 7.5. One more. 2, 3, 4, 5. 3. Oh, come on. All right, let's move on to seated calf raises now. The mentality needs to be, this is necessary. I have to do this. I need to do this. I must do this. It shouldn't be, oh man, I don't want to do this. But like I said, having other projects going on that are very short-term projects that are not easily, but once they're finished, they're done. It's kind of hard to be like, this is the never-ending story, and that is like a one and done thing. So once it's done, it's done. This will never end. So it's like, let's just skip this and just do that and get it done. But at the same time, it's like, it needs to be looked at like this is necessary. This is not an option. This has to be done. This is just going to be a straight set right here. I think I hit my calves pretty hard on everything else. So this is just going to be a straight set. I don't even know what I'm going to get on this one, but I'm hoping a good amount. I'm hoping at least over 10. Okay, not too bad. I'm not going to do any posing tonight because, well, I just don't feel like it, and plus I'm distracted. I'm going to do my cardio though. An hour ahead of me of walking. There's just never enough time in the day. Like even getting up at 6 o'clock on my days off to get my day started, to take care of everything I could take care of as much as I can. It just never feels like there's enough time, especially with it getting dark so early. It's like it's already almost 5 o'clock, and it's like, man, there's just where'd the time go? Where'd the day go? I've been up at 6. I've been busy all day, nonstop, have not stopped all day. And I don't even feel like I've even come close to putting a dent in the amount of stuff that I have to do and take care of. And it's just can feel overwhelming sometimes, being limited to the amount of time that I have with the amount of stuff I have to do. And I know it's all like a mindset. You don't have to do anything. You can literally do nothing. You could choose not to do whatever it is you're doing. But ultimately, the things that I'm doing are going to better my life in the end. In the long run, it may be overwhelming right now with everything I have going on. But whenever everything is said and done, my life will be better for it. My life will be more convenient. I'll have more benefits than negatives out of doing this. So I'm just going to keep putting my time where I see it's most valuable and just keep plugging away at what I'm doing with my bodybuilding, my cardio, my dieting, trying to get my shop set up and everything else, you know, spending time with the family. It's just never enough time. It's time or money, right? It's either you have one or the other, and sometimes you don't even have both. And that's how it feels the majority of the time for me. It's never enough of either one for me to do what I need to do. I'm gonna blink my eyes, wake up and be 45. And it's gonna be like, dang, where did the last 6 years go? But hopefully in 6 more years, I'm looking down the road, looking back at where I was, being like, worth it, right? So time will tell. Everything up to this point in my life has panned out to be pretty dang good. So I'm just gonna keep moving along. Tomorrow is the start of week 6 of week 12, but I'm probably gonna be changing this up. And instead of doing another 12 week, I'll probably just add all the days together, the last 84 plus this 35, tomorrow being 36, and put those together as a series to how long until I get abs, day whatever, and go from there. That way there's no end date. The end date is the results, not a date that's set. And that way we'll know exactly how long it took me to stop being such a fat tub of shit. Okay, I'm gonna finish my walk so I can get back home and eat my food, and then hopefully mustered up enough motivation to keep working on that carport and get it done, or at least get it further to being done. See you guys later.